Well, it's 3 minutes after 11, and I bid everyone good morning once again. And this is Jam, so I'm going to be sitting in for Socrates today on today's edition of Voices, the first edition of Voices for October 2024. It's Wednesday, October 2, 2024, and I'll be holding it down for Socrates, and we will be taking your calls right after we hear these words from our sponsors of the first half of Voices, Rams and TDC. I will also, submit and table some items and, news events that may be of interest, and these may or may not serve as, let's say, grist for the Voices mill today. So, of course, you're free to call on whatever topic you want, but like I said, we'll take a look at some of the interesting things going on in and about St. Kitts, the region, and even the world. So, let's get a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back. And we are back to kick voices off. And once again, we await your calls. I await your calls. This is Jamsa sitting in for Socrates. He will be here on Friday, so all the Socrates fans, the host will be in on Friday for that edition of Voices. So let's take a look at a couple of things. One of the things I mentioned this morning on Island Tea was the fact I just mentioned it briefly. Didn't really get into it, but the fact that the Mexican president was sworn in. I think it was Monday. Now, what's interesting about this is that now there are three countries in North America: Mexico, the USA, and Canada, and a lot has been, a lot of ink and so on has been expended on how complex the realities of the political culture in the U.S. is, given the fact that here it is. You have you could say a beacon of democracy and maybe let's say progressivism relative to the rest of the world, and they've never had a female president. Canada has had two, I think. Is it two? Well, at least one. And now we have Mexico, just had the inauguration of their first woman president, and also Jewish, Miss Claudia Scheinbaum. And so I was kind of jokingly saying this morning that if this might be a good omen for Kamala Harris, I guess we'll see. And interestingly, just give me one sec, caller. Interestingly, Joe Biden fingered his wife to lead the delegation to the inauguration of Miss Scheinbaum, President Scheinbaum, which I thought was interesting. Caller, go right ahead. First caller.
Hi, good morning, James.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Go ahead. I'm here. I'm hearing you. You having trouble hearing me? Hello? You having trouble hearing me, caller? Okay, seems as though I don't know what's going on. It seems like the caller might be having some trouble. Okay, so what I suggest is maybe you should hang up on call again, because I heard your greeting, but I haven't heard anything since. Hi, are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was hearing you the whole time, but I figured you had some kind of glitch there where you weren't hearing me.
Oh, well, I put it on like the speakerphone. It seemed like it's coming through better on the speaker.
Oh, okay. So what's up? What's on your mind?
I listened to the morning program and I didn't catch much of what the host, someone who I guess was in the studio with you.
No, we didn't have any guests this morning. The Attorney General was supposed to join us, but he had to postpone at the last minute. So hopefully we'll have him.
I heard his voice, and I think you alluded to him if you asked him if he ever take his matter to the ombudsman. Was that this program?
I actually did ask him that, and he said he did. But
but I heard his voice. But I know he talked a lot of things about agriculture, and food security is something that we should really concentrate on and think it's a need. But I said that to say that this month is going to be World Food Day. I think there is going to be a week of activity.
Yeah. Yes, I did see that program.
It's going to start from the 12th to the 18th, somewhere around there.
Let me look
it's
for.
And I thought I would put this in the mix because it's something that we really, really, really need to do in Pinkerton Nevis Jamsa. To have a part of the activities, to have a day set aside for tree planting.
Yes, I like that.
There's some light moment where they will plant a tree at a certain institution, and so forth. But I'm talking about the populace. How many? The more. I mean, it's going to have to be a complete program, and it's not going to start today and fulfill its mission today. So it has to be thought out where people in the offices will come out and plant a tree. The greatest model to that is Ethiopia, with all of the droughts that Ethiopia had. And you see China, they are greening the deserts and so forth, and other places. But Ethiopia was such a model. And today there's such a success story.
But let me ask you a question, because it's actually one of my pet peeves. I always get distressed when, even coming up as a kid, and it's been happening even recently. Um, Flamboyant driving Greenlands, right? It always bugs me, and I understand. I understand the reason for it, but it always bugs me when they trim back, they prune back the flamboyant trees to the point of it just being like a tree stump, like a glorified tree stump, right? And
You,
and no, I mean, and that has always bugged me. And I remember a friend of mine even asked me, he had asked me to look into the fact that up in the area there by the benches by the bottom of Kitstad, when the Wellington Road area there with the roundabout,
yeah.
the trees had been pruned back really aggressively there as well, and he was kind of upset, and he was wondering why are they cutting the trees? They weren't impinging on any power cables or anything like that, and if those trees fell, they wouldn't necessarily impede anything, let's say during a storm, because those things could be moved easily. I think was his read, and I kind of agree. And I find that sometimes we're unnecessarily aggressive with tree pruning around here, and I take the point that okay, we kind of live in Hurricane Alley and so on, but
But it can be done with taste. It can be done with taste. I chuckled just now because I went up the airport, yes, 2 days ago. I was at the airport. And I realized that they were going to do some sort of cleaning up or some sort of pruning. Let's say pruning. I went up there this morning and it's like, what? This tree stump. You know what I mean? There's a fruit tree there and a tree stump. They did. Well, from time to time they will have to cut back because when the trees go tall and they're overhead wires, I understand that. But not the way they does it. These guys don't have no experience when it comes to pruning trees and the like. They just cut indiscriminately. And I doubt if they just ask the tree for permission to cut it. No.
Oh, I know. I laugh. Yes, I
The tree is a
actually
living
laugh
entity.
because I know of I read of cultures where before they go hunting, and even today they would actually ask the animal for
there used to
permission,
be a
ask the plant for
and we
permission.
appreciate our pets now, dogs and cats, unlike Trump, who is saying that they're eating the pets and so forth. But there's more appreciation for dogs and cats. I mean, the rich, wealthy people would probably pass and leave some of their life saving their wealth for the animals. So we have to look and see that we are sacred, but there are other sacred sanctity in animals and tree form, life form, and trees and other things that we
Yeah,
have to
I feel like
have
a
to
sense.
maintain.
Yeah, I feel like a sense
Because
of.
Johnson, I was growing up, and when the older folks would ask me to go and cut and pick some soursop leaf for them, first of all, they told me not to pick soursop leaf after a certain hour. And if I'm going to do that, or when I do go and pick a soursop leaf, I must drop one or two leaves on the ground.
Why?
Our elders knew that they are the energies, they are what we call the spirits that hold the cosmos, keep hold us human beings, hold the animal, hold the plant life intact, so that nothing more won't go out of sync and spiral. Just like how the earth is going out of sync and spiraling, trying to shove us off because we are violating it. So things are sacred. So especially so a tree planting initiative, though, You're not gonna hear me for the last time on this matter.
So where would be one of the first places you would start if we were gonna have a tree planting?
I already identify, like you're going west, and you see the bridge there by the Dr. Robert Ross Bridge. That gut, that verge, that valley, that little verge there.
Robert Ross Bridge. Where is that?
There, right? Alois gut. Alois coming from all the way up there. I think the Alois gut lead all the way to the Westbourne gut. Come down. Keys gut. And the guts and the guts and the guts and the guts are there to plant like palm, coconut palms, maybe breadfruit, because I am not reinventing the wheel. You know, it has happened before. It's just that we didn't follow up on it. And to every time, for instance, every time trees, a hurricane come, some wind blow, something gets toppled. Be it a fruit tree or you said the flamboyant tree.
You're saying plant in the guts. That's what you're saying.
Yes, even if we have to start there. Let's say, well, okay, some people might say, well, some lands are to be developed. Some lands are still in the that swap, the land for that swap. Some lands are there, some lands are there. But let us start. We have to start somewhere. We can identify some lands for now that is really not owned by anybody, and we're going to be shoring up the banks from breaking in with the type of trees that we're going to be planting. The roots going to hold the soil and all of that. My example is there, the little example, thanks to Telco Francis and others, the agro strip. I want to occupy over the bank. Over in the bank, this is so. I wanted to start to go. I told my representative, Jeffrey Hanley.
Are you talking about the roundabout? You mean that knoll there by Central Bank?
No, just down there by the Newtown playing field. That's all the land over there. That's a wasted land that I have there.
In Newtown playing field.
I remember when we used to plant watermelons.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay.
There was a tradition, Jam, sir.
You mean in the area where they were going to build a school, sort of?
Just further south. Yeah, in that
area
with all those.
Oh, so just north of the agro strip. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All of that area there. It's lying waste, it's lying idle. Provided I'm not going to use any harmful chemicals, I'm just going to use growing an organic way. And it would be done. But I am saying this year has to be enshrined that annually, like how we look forward to the 16th where we celebrate he was there, when we look forward to independence, initiate something for a tree planting day in St. Kitts and Nevis. The trees that you and I survived on, Gramps, growing up, we didn't plant them. And we are healthy today. Come on, let us leave something for the next generation coming. So that they would appreciate us, the way we appreciate those who planted for us.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man, come on, man. It can be done. Let's make St. Kitts the paradise that St. Kitts and Nevis ought to be.
I always talk,
so
yes.
It's not going to be last.
Yes.
I will come back in on another matter.
Okay, great. Okay, I think this is a good time for us to take a break. It's 11:21, so we're going to take a quick break and come back and continue taking your calls. And like I said before, I'll try and I'll draw to your attention a few stories I think might generate some discussion.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
TDC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TDC Financial Services. We are strong. TDC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Buster, pour it up, need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, must the the colors in my life. Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like. But time you full of vibes, living for the color. And I'm black and white, we do what we like. We live to enjoy life. Buster, pour it up, different flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, what's the brother colors in my life?
And back on the other side, Voices continues, 11:23, and we had a caller. Caller drew to my attention, or rather, reminded me of the World Food Day week of activities. Let me take a look at that. Perhaps I could probably run through some of the activities they had. We did. I have to thank Eli X for sending me the program earlier in the week. So let me see. Just to go through the program. So the people like Africans who were interested in sustainable living and all that kind of stuff. He was just talking about the planting of trees and so on. So this is the kind of stuff that people are interested in. Now let me see. Okay. I'm trying to get my computer to behave. Okay. So the numbers are 466-0989 and 662-0989. Okay, let me see if I can get this to open. I was just trying to get it to open, and I was having some freezing problems and so on. Okay, so yes, the World Food Day Week of Activities 2024, that gets started on October 12th. Okay, so it hasn't even started yet, so that's interesting. Okay. So World Food Day Week of Activities gets started on October 12th. It runs from October 12th to October 18, and the Ministry of Agriculture are the ones responsible for this commemoration. So on Saturday, October 12th, you have SPACS Agricultural Fair and Exhibition. Now, I know we had the farmer made reference to some of this stuff when he was here, but and then Sunday, October 13, a church service. The minister's address is going to happen on that day as well. The church service is going to be at the Tabernacle House of Deliverance, Church of God. And October 14, Monday, October 14, high schools, education and awareness. They're going to be doing fish pot making training and fish processing and farm production and agro processing. That's from 9 to 10 a.m. That's going to be in high schools. Tuesday, October 15, as the World Food Day Week of Activities program says here, you have on Tuesday, October 15, beach aerobics in collaboration with the Department of Youth Empowerment, Aging and Disabilities. This is from 6 a.m. to 7:30. The Cabinet Coastal Patrol, 10 a.m. Squid training with fishers. Squid training. Hopefully we'll have somebody here so they can explain what that's about. I don't want to take any guesses. On Wednesday, October 16, we have an Eat Local Fair. That's going to be at Independence Square. That's going to be from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm talking about the World Food Day 2024 week of activities. Also later on the 16th of October, a panel discussion on In Focus. The topics will be plants, goods used for medicinal purposes. So that should be interesting. Thursday, October 17, agro-processing and Eat Local Awareness Dialogue. I have to put a pin there. There's a call coming in. So, caller, go right ahead. Voices.
Hey, the king, good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, out in the field, so we are not hearing you still. Your antenna still have electrical problems?
No, but we're having it looked at.
Yeah, because ZIZ is still on your station, and ZIZ ain't gone back to the regular station.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let
So
the
what's your topic today? If you have open line?
more or less, yes.
Okay, let me touch a few things. I want to go to this thing where the present government say from 5 to 18 years they will get $500 in the account. They will get $500 investment. What I am looking at, I find the government with this, to me, is discriminating. Because the investment of this $1,000 goes, you realize it just into most government departments.
Yeah.
That is discriminating. No, government always say that them and the private sector does work good together. All the governments come and go say that. So how come now you're offering something to children, which the children support the private business, the parents and friends and so support private business? How come none of that $500 is invested in TDC or Hartford, where these children would make a significant dividend at year end? How come none of that is saying other businesses around too? How come the $500 is not invested in them? Because they are sure of a dividend. I mean, when you look at it, only maybe National Bank and maybe somebody else, them children would get a dividend. But what about those who are not invested in, like National Bank and maybe some other thing of the government where they will make a dividend? Why not he was not invested in other private sector things? Work along with the private sector because the government, no. At this moment, they have not known that is helping the private sector businesses. So this was a little farm to give them a little small injection, baby injection into the business because they have not come up with no projects, no program, no policies yet to inject nothing in the economy. So this was a thing to give them a little small injection of investing some of the children $500 into these private sector businesses where, a sure dividend. And then again, when you look at it, the parents have no control over the money. So when National Bank is having shareholders meeting, who is going to represent the children them at the shareholders meeting because the children cannot go? So how would the children know that National Bank make whatever millions and how they are going to know how much is invested on the $500? Is it going to be a teacher from every school going to represent their school children, or are you going to be somebody from the Ministry of Education who will turn up at the shareholders meeting to hear what will, say and do? How much is it? How much is the dividend for, the amount of children in Washi or in one of those primary school and so. So this thing needs some more thought behind of it because we won't want to know that the children do not get what is duly due to them. They must have representatives there to see that at these shareholders meeting, X amount was given to these shareholders, X amount will be given to these children because we have, let's say we have 150 children from Washi, invest in National, 200 from Tucker Clark. So there must be a representative there to represent them and to make sure they get the proper dividend. Just some ideas, eh? The other thing I want to touch on, this is alleged, eh? It's alleged there is an investigation going on now by the Americans, right? Over corruption, money laundering, right? Alleged information is that a number of government ministers, a number of technocrats, a number of businesses like Galaxy, shell companies, and local technocrats, government ministers, maybe a few opposition members, are under heavy investigation. In the next few months, going into next year, you all will hear the rest of this. That will drop on the Federation. Those who are know, they in those brackets, Clean Up Our Act, because lots of information will be coming out and you all concerning these. And also China, they are investigating a number of China's banks that the alleged report that will be coming out claiming that there is where lots of these money has been stored. So in the next few months and into next year, we will hear the rest of this investigation. I gone, my boy.
Okay, great. Okay, so I have a comment here. I want to read from someone sent this morning. What happened was when we were discussing, I think when Miss Henry called and was discussing some of this stuff that happened on the Bradshaw leadership. It was pointed out that she was, that some of the things she was saying were not true. So I think I want to read this comment. So Ms. Henry, if you're listening, it would be nice if you could respond. So this is what the person sent. Let me see. Under Bradshaw's leadership, we saw the introduction of Golden Lemon, Banana Bay, Cockleshell Bay, OTI, Fairview Inn, Holiday Inn, Fort Thomas, the Frigate Bay Development Corporation, including the golf course, and Royal St. Kitts Hotel. Remember, his administration acquired Frigate Bay from the Wigley family, who used to control the Democrat newspaper. Oh, I didn't know that. The newspaper part, I mean. We also saw Pan American Airlines and regional carriers. He was in favor of tourism, but he did not want our people to be mere hewers of wood and cartiers of water. He wanted them to occupy, what's that? I think that was a typo, so it kind of threw me off. He wanted them to occupy and have ownership positions in the industry. Under his leadership, we saw the start of condo hotel developments at Frigate Bay. The entire Southeast Peninsula was privately owned, and he wanted the owners to stop sitting on their land and speculating and use the land to help develop the country. Anybody who was around at the time had their faculties and was honest would admit and confirm this. It is sad when elders mischievously scheme mischievously to deceive the younger ones. Such a betrayal of the honorable duty to impart to future generations. So I thought that that was interesting. Okay. And I also got a picture here from another Eli X, who actually, has always expressed his disapproval and discussed that, as he calls it, nastiness in the city. He sent me a picture of a sidewalk strewn with looks like an old comforter and like a box with garbage. I think this looks like, where is this? Oh, this is down at the bus terminal area. Well, the bus stop area in College Street. Almost at the entrance by, at the junction by Keon Street. And he's saying that this was an obnoxious, deliberate act. The vagabond knows of your crusade against nastiness and littering. I think someone sent that to him, so he sent that. But yes, that is an ongoing problem. Some of the lack of civic you could say the lack of civic pride that has people just dumping things indiscriminately everywhere, not just in places where you could see them, but, well, it all comes down to places where you can see them, but in public places, on the streets, government and private buildings, and even in the more pastoral areas, like where I go jogging. I mean, I go through what's that area called? Needs Must and ponds and so on. And you see construction waste, you see old mattresses, old TVs, sewing machines, washing machines, computer monitors. And I people have heard me talk about this before. I've spoken about this many times. People are, aside from the lack of civic pride, there is a kind of ignorance of the danger we could be doing to ourselves if we were going to be dumping these types of items right on top of an aquifer that is providing us with so much drinking water. Many of these things contain toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and all these kinds of things, plastics that are not good for us. So, this is something we need to think about. Let me go back. Okay, the phone. We just had the phone ringing and it stopped. But yes, I mean, Eli X always talks about the indiscriminate dumping. I mean, that's actually a nice way to put it. It's just a staggering lack of pride in self and pride in your country that you can just dump stuff anywhere. And then add insult to injury. You dump stuff in areas that directly impact our collective health. So these are the kind of things we should be talking about. And these are the kind of things we should be trying to nip in the bud. I don't know if maybe they should have maybe parks and beaches should have like rangers or something. And I think they do have. I don't know who normally does it, but maybe they should designate maybe some of the little wardens to patrol these areas or something, because we clearly still have people driving up in these abandoned areas and just dumping stuff. And I know for a fact, because I've had people tell me this, where they would pay someone to carry stuff to the dump, and the way it works is you're supposed to, when you take the stuff to the dump, they give you a receipt after you pay. And then, this person is telling me, they pay someone to carry stuff to the dump, and the guy, there's always an excuse why he doesn't have a receipt, the trucker and these kinds of things. So, yes. And it's not even that expensive. I mean, imagine, I just don't get it. If you're being paid to carry garbage to the dump, right? Let's say you're getting $200. Maybe you might even be on monthly retainer. You're getting maybe $400 a month, $500 a month to dump, carry this stuff to the thing, and you might pay $10. And I know it's very, very cheap. I don't, and no one is going to tell me. I know for a fact it is very, 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 very cheap. So you're telling me you're getting that you're getting paid to deliver the garbage to the landfill, and you think it had to pay $10, maybe $15, $20 the most, to do your job to the best that you can. I mean, do your job ethically, show some civic pride, and do what it is that the person who hired you in good faith and expected you to do, and carry it out in an ethical fashion. You're asked to dump the garbage, pack your truck, cover the truck so that you don't have stuff flying off and endangering pedestrians and traffic, and you deliver the stuff to the landfill. I don't know. And my friend goes on and on about this, but I totally get what he's saying, because I really don't understand I really don't understand the lack of civic pride that lets people sit all over the place. Bastille, they sit in the square, they'll eat their fast food, be it Ready Fry or KFC, Burger King, Domino's, Rituals, and they leave the wrappers all over. They leave the wrappers and the boxes and the bottles everywhere. I had someone tell me, I don't think I ever said this once. Someone told me that when they were refurbishing, someone who works for the ministry that deals with that, when they were refurbishing the fountain, he told me that the top of the fountain, if the fountain has an upper section, it's obviously would be smaller than the center section. The big center section, big sort of like a flower petal. Well, there's a smaller flower petal type thing on top. And he said they had to clean out bottles and stuff, because people would throw bottles up. They drink their juice and they throw the bottles up into the top, so they'd have to clean that out too. I was shocked. Yeah, this is the kind of thing. Caller, okay. On to the next. Caller, go right ahead. It's 11:44. Go ahead. Hello.
Is this the program on?
Yes, it's Voices.
Yeah.
Could you turn your computer down, please?
Yes, just a minute.
Yes, it's Voices.
I keep.
Could you turn your computer down, please?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, caller, come on.
I keep wondering, why are we paying so many litter wardens every month or weekly or whatever? So many hundreds of them we have. And we are being cursed with this kind of problem. Wait. What is the purpose of having litter wardens?
Well, I don't know if they've been. I don't know if they've been explicitly. I don't know if the setup. They've been told explicitly that their remit probably doesn't extend to maybe some of the off the beaten track areas, like the fields and so on. But I take your point.
Just could simply hire some more people and hire some more litter wardens. Just that, to people living in those areas. You get one or two vigilantes in those areas. Nobody got to know who they are. Who will spy on these people who doing this kind of, in this kind of sin, because it's a sin. The health, when a health problem break out, all of us can feel it. Huh?
Yes, caller. Absolutely.
And for years we've been talking.
Yes, for years we've been talking about this, and we don't seem to be.
Health minister, just think out something how to maneuver around this problem, because it's a serious problem.
And the one that
people in the area where these people can't do stuff at night time or whatever. It don't have to be a lot. It could be 2 or 3 persons designated per area to be a spy or undercover kind of cop business. The talking ain't no use.
clearly,
just
clearly, yeah.
if you wanna need to throw a car or whatever to pay these people to do it. Health is important because the dengue fever is going around now, and we got to be careful.
Yes. Okay, Carly. Thanks for that great way.
Yes.
As you said, this is
the health ministry and the whole need to look into this matter.
And then don't talk. Yeah.
Inspectors, what we used to call warfingers or health inspectors. Get them going. Because they get them every month.
Okay. Orphanages. Oh, that's what those were. I always heard that word. I always wondered what it meant.
Yeah, the health inspectors, we used to call them. They used to come home when I was a young man coming up.
Okay.
And inspect the back of your yard to see if you have any tins or whatever that could contain.
That could catch water, yeah. For the
and
mosquitoes,
just
yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
The program seemed to drop.
Yes.
You know?
Good point, yeah. Okay, I gotta go to a break, and before I go, I have to point out that this also applies to the beaches and the sides of the road. I mean, where I live, sometimes I'm coming down right outside the bus terminal there are people's houses on the right coming down, and people drink their juices and so on, and they just dump them right in front of the people's house. I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand it. And you go to the beach, and the beach is full of trash. I mean, I wonder how hard it is that if you go to the beach and you drink your juice, or you ate this, you ate that. I mean, it's not hard to just listen, I actually do this. I actually keep plastic bags in my car for garbage, right? And I actually consciously walk with those to the beach, knowing that I'm going to have to pick up trash, and not trash that I generated. I don't understand why anyone would go to the beach. This is the lack of civic pride I'm talking about. You go to the beach, you eat or drink stuff, and you just leave it on the beach. I do not understand. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, my boy. Go.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Cal? Okay, I think Cal's call dropped out. Okay, this is a good time for me to take a quick break and come back.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
Chip, we wanna get chip.
Give your little smartie the perfect smart start for their future with CHIP, the child investment plan from TDC Financial Services. Invest in your child's next step, and we know what's next is always changing.
Chip, we wanna get chip.
CHIP is a long-term plan with no minimum deposit, no monthly commitment, and you're guaranteed a special high interest rate per annum.
I want chip too.
Visit TDC Financial Services today and get CHIP, the child investment plan, providing the best head start for every child.
Chip, we wanna get chip.
And we go, well, I guess not. I was gonna go back to the phone lines. I always jokingly talk about the fact that, the phone is ringing during the commercial break, and so there was this phone ringing through the two commercials, and then so hopefully that's the person back. Voices, go right ahead.
Yes, my boy, Carl here again.
What happened to you before?
The network.
Okay, go ahead. What's up?
And we don't get back nothing for that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something to the loan institution then. Around this time here, they're offering money to go in troops and so. Right? Well, this morning I heard National Bank was on ZIZ say they're doing some easy access loan quick pay bills loan. Well, I hope he don't have no lot of gimmicks to go with it for you to get this loan. That will be a very good thing. Now, what I want this loan institution to do, since the private sector and the government ain't coming up with no job creation, right? And a number of people are working and in a lot of debts. A lot of Marshall bail up and I'm looking for a lot of people. Why don't they do a promotion and ask all of these people to come into the bank and let me see how we could help you? Because it seems like only at Christmas time they have all these easy access loans. And during the year, when you go to them, they give you all kind of problems, right? Now, why the banks them? They're saying they have so much money to lend and these loans institutions. Why don't you ask all these people to bring in the debts, right? And you will see how you could pay all or pay some to help the country. Because the country needs a serious injection right now, my boy. The country needs help. The people in the country need help. All of the working, nothing is happening. So the loan institution and with all these money they're saying they have in there must come in for loan, but when you're going to interrogate you like you plan to kill the Prime Minister, make the thing so easy and help the people in the country to pay off the debts them, if not all 3/4, and ease the pressure off the people. And you could work out something. Some people could pay something big, some people could pay something small, till they get out of all these debt. It don't make no sense to throwing everybody in jail and the loan institution them have money and they could help the people. Because the government and the private sector ain't coming up with no big job creation. Nothing big is going to happen again because right now they have to sit down to go discuss the budget for next year. So no lot of spending and no projects is going to open again for the year. So a financial institution, or you help the people in the country, going to work out better for you. Yet you're going to have a few where mess up. But most of the people, when they go in there and you tell them pay this and pay that, most of the people going to try to pay because they know they're going out of all these debts and they'll be going to be paying one debt. Are you please help the people? The country's people need financial help and assistance out of debt. I gone, my boy.
Okay. Yeah, so sometimes I don't like to say, sometimes I don't like to wait at certain things. Carl made some good points. I was having a discussion with a friend. We've had many discussions about this particular issue. People taking loans for carnival and like for costumes and to join a troupe and these kinds of things. And I have my my opinion on that, and I really, it's not, let me just say, it's not something I would do. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, people do you. People are gonna do what they want to do, right? I mean, hell, if you're making the money and you think that that's something that works for you, that's fine. But yeah, Cal makes a good point. It does. It turns out that we do have National Bank in here tomorrow, from 9 to 9:15 on Island T, and they're going to be discussing their Now Loans campaign. So from 9 to 9:15 tomorrow on Island T, we're going to have National Bank in. And also 9:15 to 9:30 tomorrow on Island T, Cabinet Secretary Marcus Natter will also be in studio. All right. And on Friday on Island T, we are going to be fielding some guests from Ross University, and they'll be discussing the Ross Scholarship Program for students of Nevis Sixth Form and Bryant College. So, right? But so tomorrow, I guess, would be a good time for all the people wondering about these loans that National Bank has been talking about, and maybe you could say tangentially related to what Cal was just talking about. You'll get to hear about that tomorrow on Island Tea from 9 to 9:15. So how about that? Yeah. Okay, so let me see. We have. I wanted to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about these since earlier in the week, but I never got to them. So this might be a good time. I don't know if you guys know that. Let me see. Where is it? Registration is now open for vendors. This is a carnival notice. Registration now open for vendors from Tuesday, October 1st to 25th October. So if you're a vendor and you want to you're a prospective vendor, you've done vending before during Sugar Mass, and you want to secure your spot, registration forms are available online at www.skncarnival.com. All forms can be completed at the Sugar Mass Secretariat in the E.C. Daniel building on, it says Church Street, isn't that? It's not Church. Did the Carnival Committee move? E.C. Daniel building. That would be Keon Street, wouldn't it? Okay, it says Church Street, but unless they've moved, then I don't know. Another notice I wanted to point out was another notice concerning the people who love Calypso are going to love this, or perhaps people who actually sing Calypso are going to love this. In recognition of the pivotal role that senior Calypsonians and soca artists play in the vibrancy of the Sugar Mass festivities in our local music industry, Sugar Mass is proud to offer a cash award of $500 to the first Calypsonian and soca artist who releases a Calypso or soca song for Sugar Mass 53. So I'm going to leave it there for now. It's midday. We're going to take a stop for the headlines, and I can always return to that in the second half of Voices. So here comes the headlines.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king. Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, Now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
With the WinFM Midday News, I am Kevon Brown. Our top stories. Police provide further details on Keon shooting incident. St. Kitts and Nevis Agriculture Minister announces 5 full undergraduate scholarships in agriculture at Southern University. Employers in St. Lucia warned against layoffs as minimum wage goes into effect. Farmers in Grenada receive Hurricane Beryl payout. Internationally, Israel and Hezbollah fight on the ground in Lebanon after Israeli invasion. Now the details. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is investigating a shooting in Bryson Keon on October 1st, 2024 between 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Initial investigations indicate that 2 men, Kareem Jeffers and Nicholas Johnson, both residents of Ponds Pasture, were driving on a dirt road toward the island's main road when unidentified individuals shot at them. Johnson, the driver, sustained 3 gunshot wounds to his upper right back. Following the shooting, both men exited the vehicle and fled toward the main road. While attempting to seek assistance, Jeffers tried to flag down a passing vehicle but was struck from behind by another vehicle, causing him to fall to the ground. Jeffers then assisted Johnson by carrying him to Windsor University, where police officers were present. An ambulance was called and Johnson was transported to the Joseph and France General Hospital for medical treatment. The police are urging anyone with information about the shooting to contact the nearest police station or report anonymously through the Crime Stoppers hotline at 707. An investigation into the incident is ongoing. The Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable Samuel Duggins, has announced the availability of 5 full undergraduate scholarships offered annually to citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. These scholarships are part of a partnership with Southern University and aim to provide education in key agricultural disciplines to strengthen the country's agricultural sector. These scholarships cover agricultural economics, agribusiness, animal science, plant and soil science, and pre-veterinary medicine programs. The initiative is aligned with the government's goal under Prime Minister the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew to promote food security, sustainable agriculture, and modernization within this sector. Minister Duggins, speaking on the program, said the initiative will provide access to educational opportunities in agriculture, which is critical for developing the skills needed to grow and support the sector. The scholarship program is part of the government's efforts to expand access to higher education and develop a skilled workforce in agriculture. The aim is to equip citizens with knowledge and expertise required to apply innovative agricultural practices and contribute to the sector's development. The announcement was also made during a meeting at Southern University.
But more so, I wanted to make an announcement over the last couple of days, I've been having conversations with Minister Duggins on how we can strengthen our relationship with St. Kitts and Nevis beyond research. And so we talked about some of the issues students were having coming from St. Kitts and Nevis. And so I talked with our academic people, and we made a commitment to offer 5 scholarships annually to St. Kitts and Nevis for the College of Agriculture. And these resources are in multiple facets. My people are, what they say, hungry.
The Ministry of Agriculture encourages eligible citizens to apply for the scholarships. Further details on the application process will be announced in the coming weeks. The initiative is part of the government's ongoing strategy to make agriculture a pivotal contributor to national development, focusing on ensuring food security, sustainable practices, and economic growth in St. Kitts and Nevis. In regional news, employers in St. Lucia warned against layoffs as minimum wage goes into effect. DBS St. Lucia reports.
On Monday evening, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre addressed the nation on the implementation of a minimum livable wage, which took effect on Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. The new minimum wage is set at $1,131 monthly, or $6.50 an hour. Pierre says that this does not include payment of overtime, a share of service charge, a commission, bonus, or profit sharing.
The Commission set about its work under the chairmanship of Mr. Lawrence Poyot and engaged in a broad level of consultation with several stakeholders. The Commission's work was guided by the adoption of methodologies recommended by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and the International Labour Organization. In making its final recommendations to the Minister, many key factors were considered.
These include the general level of wages in St. Lucia, the cost of living, the NIC contributions and benefits, the levels of productivity and the impact on employment levels, the impact on attracting foreign investments, and the protection of workers.
I am pleased to learn that there was no formal objection from the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, and the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association found favor with the final recommendations of the Commission. This augurs well for the building of our nation, when employers are sufficiently socially conscious to stand in solidarity with workers at the lower income levels of the workforce.
Prime Minister Pierre implored employers to strengthen their solidarity by resisting any efforts to reduce levels of staffing where adjustments are needed to bring wages in line with the new minimum wage. He warns that what may appear to be cost savings at the level of individual businesses may turn out to be more costly at the national level, resulting in false savings.
I call on employees, especially those who are the subject of these changes, to give their best in the exercise of their work duties. As a country, we need to improve our level of productivity if we are to remain competitive in the world. It is the sure and sustainable way of growing the solution economy in the long run. Improvements in productivity is a positive sum game. Employees, employers, and the country all benefit. I therefore implore all workers, together with their employers, to do more to improve the level of productivity in their respective businesses.
He thanked the private sector in general for their understanding and participation in the process. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montoot reporting.
Farmers in Grenada receive Hurricane Beryl payout. Grenada Broadcasting Network has the details.
The government's support to farmers and other stakeholders will be paid out in batches and will be distributed via banks, credit unions, and district offices. This week's payoff to farmers is estimated at 10 million EC dollars. Initially, government's financial commitment was estimated at 19.1 million. However, due to overwhelming response from affected stakeholders, that figure is expected to be significantly higher. That's according to Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, Honorable Lennox Andrew.
In fact, I have been reliably informed that monies have already gone into the accounts of some farmers. So some farmers, you should be receiving your money, or you should have already received your money. Those of you who gave, or who requested that you want the money to go to your bank account, the first batch of payment have been made. The second batch of payment will be coming soon. And we are also planning a ceremony or ceremonies to distribute to you, those of you who requested that your payment be made in check.
The Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources is assuring farmers that remaining payouts will continue in the coming weeks. Farmers with over 5 acres of land who sustained damage will receive a one-off income support payment of EC $9,000, while farmers with less than 5 acres will receive a one-off payment of $4,500 EC. Affected farmers expected to receive support include members of the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg and the Grenada Cocoa Association. Fisher folks are also included in the planned payoff. The minister expressed his gratitude and commitment to farmers throughout Grenada, Carriacou and PT Martinique.
So first of all, I want to say to all farmers, thanks for your patience. I know you've been waiting patiently for that money. If the money has not begun to flow, that while that money is an income support, that you should make every effort to use some of that money, as we say, put it back in the land.
Payments to farmers in Carriacou and PT Martinique is expected to commence in short order. Andrew pointed out that delays in the payment process were largely due to insufficient and sometimes incorrect information submitted by beneficiaries. The minister gave assurance that the replanting process has already started.
With the passage of Beryl, and rightly so, there was a view that there would have been the likelihood of an acute shortage of some basic agricultural produce or products in the country. Our observation is that that shortage really and truly doesn't really exist. The truth is that we do have a number of different agricultural products on sale in our respective markets throughout the country, and that we have started the process of replanting very quickly.
Farmers are reminded that the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources continues to employ chainsaw land clearing teams, providing land clearing services to farmers throughout the island. Farmers who are currently experiencing access issues and need land clearing services are asked to contact the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources or the Extension Division within the various districts. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
We now bring you these international reports.
Iran and Israel, avowed enemies, have come into their fiercest direct conflict yet after Iran launched around 180 missiles against Israel on Tuesday evening. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised that Iran will pay for what he says is illegal Iranian aggression. Tehran, for its part, says it will respond to any Israeli retaliation. We've heard from Iran's Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who has told the West to get lost in his first remarks since the attack on Israel. Israel is pressing on with military action against Hezbollah in Lebanon, which continues to bombard Israel with missiles. Israel today saying more than 100 have been fired into their territory just today alone. We want to recap on Iran's missile bombardment. Almost all of these rockets were shot down, either by Israeli defences or with the help of its allies, and that includes the US and the UK. But some of the ballistic missiles did get through. Footage here, and it appears to show the moment that one struck an area to the north of Tel Aviv. And a missile also struck Gedera in central Israel, inland from the port city of Ashdod. School that was hit. There were no casualties. We are hearing one Palestinian was killed in the West Bank, and that was possibly by debris from a missile which had been shot down. Meanwhile, Israel has banned the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres from entering the country, accusing him of failing to unequivocally condemn Iran's missile attack on Israel. Mr. Guterres has not yet responded. On Tuesday, he did call for a ceasefire. And as we wait to find out what happens next, there are signs both sides are preparing for all eventualities. We've got Iran warning the US against intervention and the US moving another aircraft carrier battle group to the eastern Mediterranean. To northern Israel, and our correspondent who is there, Nick Beek. Nick, very good to see you. What has been happening today in terms of activity on the border?
Well, Lucy, you mentioned that a lot of rockets have been fired today by Hezbollah from Lebanon, and we certainly heard some of those being intercepted. The Iron Dome, the Israeli defense doing its work, and those missiles being intercepted and then falling to the ground. What we've also heard today are more explosions going in the other direction. So Israeli artillery firing towards Hezbollah positions. Early this morning, Hezbollah said that they were engaged in direct contact, in direct fighting with the Israelis, and that they took casualties. Now, there hasn't been any official word from the Israelis today. We may expect to hear that in the hours to come, but there have been reports that some Israeli soldiers have been certainly injured in that. Hezbollah are also saying that there's been a second town where there has been fighting. But of course, from where we are, it's extremely hard to ascertain what exactly has happened, Lucy. There has been a short IDF statement, the Israeli Defense Forces, saying that they are now in close range encounters in southern Lebanon, so confirming that there is fighting. They don't talk about any potential casualties, but they do say that they have destroyed many terrorist infrastructures, as they put it, referring to Hezbollah positions.
And Nick, what has been the reaction in northern Israel to these ballistic missiles that were launched from Iran last night?
Well, for lots of communities, Lucy, here in the north of Israel, for the past year or so, their lives have been coloured by what's happening because there's been this almost daily exchange of fire between the Israeli military and Hezbollah. Hezbollah started firing on the 8th of October, remember, a day after the Hamas attacks, when the fighters broke out of Gaza, and Hezbollah said they were doing this in solidarity. So people here are used to it. It doesn't make it any easier for them. A lot of them have been displaced. So people we've been talking to around the location where we're talking to you today from, they would like to be going back to their homes, which are closer to the border, but they haven't been able to. And just talking to them last night, some people were pleased that this action is being taken, strong action as they described it, to take on Hezbollah, to take out a lot of the top leadership and now move into Lebanon itself, but also other people mindful about what may come next and making the point that we are in what seems to be a spiral of violence with no immediate way out of it.
And in terms of what might come next, Nick, we've heard from the IDF that they want this to be precise and targeted, their actions in Lebanon at the moment. But do people there think that the IDF might need to stay in southern Lebanon for some time?
Well, certainly, if they were to do that, they would need more troops, Lucy, if they were to create some sort of buffer zone. And could you say that there are indications that that is coming? Well, possibly, because this morning the Israeli Defense Forces said that they were sending another division, so potentially thousands of troops, to this arena, to this place, to the north of the country, the border with Lebanon. Now, that is either for the ongoing operations, which you say Israel is characterizing as quite short-term raids going in and out, not particularly far into Lebanon, they say, but could it be that it's preparing for some sort of bigger operation in which they create a buffer? Because remember, Lucy, the whole justification, the whole aim that the generals are talking about, and also the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, they say their aim is to push Hezbollah back so that people can return to their homes, all those tens of thousands of people who were displaced. So that is what the Israelis are trying to do. And of course, across the border, it's a different story for those hundreds of thousands, well, we're told at least 100,000 Lebanese civilians who've had to leave their homes, told by the Israelis to move. And this morning, the Israelis saying that people in 25 more communities should flee as soon as possible.
Iran has launched a barrage of missiles at Israel, and some people have been asking why. Iran says the attack was self-defense. And we won't go into the long list of Iranian scientists Israel is suspected of assassinating inside Iran, or the suspected Israeli sabotage of Iranian nuclear facilities. For now, let's just look at what's happened in the past year. Only last week, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went to the UN with yet another map.
It's a map.
This time, he described Iran
Look at the
as
second
a curse.
map. It's a map of a curse.
And while waging war on Gaza, Israel has carried out a series of attacks on Iranian military officials. In December and January, it killed more than a dozen Iranian Revolutionary Guard members in Syria, including 2 very senior commanders. Then in April, Israel struck what is officially Iranian territory. It bombed Iran's embassy in Damascus, killing 16 people. Iran tried to get the UN Security Council to condemn the attack, but the UK, the US and France vetoed that. Iran responded with a barrage of missiles, most of which were intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome defense system. The G7 condemned Iran.
The G7 condemned the unprecedented Iranian attack on Israel.
Now, Iran supports Hamas and Hezbollah, the latter in particular. But why? Iran views itself as being under perpetual attack by the United States and Israel, and these groups are important to its strategy of deterrence. Iran also supports the Palestinian right to self-determination. But what happened in Tehran on July 31 shocked even seasoned watchers. A suspected Israeli attack killed Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh only hours after it attended the inauguration of Iran's new president. Iran considered it a direct attack on the country, but it didn't respond. Rather, analysts say Iran wanted to use that leverage to push the US and Israel to agree to a ceasefire in Gaza. It didn't work. Instead, Israel broadened its war and attacked Hezbollah in Lebanon. Pager explosions, carpet bombing, and the assassination of its leader, Hassan Nasrallah. Analysts say that was a devastating blow, not just to Hezbollah, but to its Iranian backers. And it forced Tehran into a corner. It hadn't responded to many of the other suspected Israeli attacks, not even the killing of Haniyeh in Tehran. So how could Tehran restore its strategy of deterrence? Well, the barrage of Iranian missiles was the answer. And after all the attacks, this is what we've been hearing.
Israel has a right to defend itself.
We support Israel's right to self-defense.
Israel has the right to defend itself.
We stand with Israel and we recognize her right to self-defense.
Well, Iran's president says his country also has the right to defend itself.
One of the worst famines in decades could soon take hold in Sudan following a year and a half of brutal civil war there. Up to 150,000 people are believed to have died, millions more displaced, in what some say is the worst humanitarian crisis facing the world today. Barbara Pletasha sent us this report from Omdurman.
Hunger stalks Sudan. The youngest are its weakest prey. Sudan has long seen malnutrition caused by poverty. But the civil war is causing famine in parts of the country.
So you have just expanded this ward?
Yeah, we've expanded this ward in the previous 2 days. We've added more 35 beds to the ward. It makes a total capacity of 89 beds.
89 beds?
Yes.
How many times have you expanded during the war?
This ward, malnutrition ward, has been expanded 4 times. So patients are now lacking of food. They're just lacking food. They came from areas that the food are either very expensive or very scarce.
Severe acute malnutrition. This unit is for babies closest to death. Suleiman is 2 years old. Here he can get treatment. But most cases like his are in conflict zones hardest to reach. Both warring parties have blocked aid. That's eased a bit. Not enough. Elsewhere in Omdurman, the hunt for food begins early. A local charity is about to serve breakfast. Lines form long before it opens its doors. This is only the first stop for Naji Abdallah. I come here in hope of getting food for my children, he told me. Then I'll go and look for whatever work I can get to earn some money to buy bread for them. Community kitchens, they're called. They've sprung up all over the country. The UN says it has only a third of the funding it needs. So here, it's Sudanese helping Sudanese. The elderly and disabled are let in first. 2 scoops of beans for each person and a bag of bread. There is bread and other food in the shops here, but soaring prices mean they can't afford it. Hajar Abbas is a mother of 6. A complicated birth has left her too weak to walk. She lives with her sister, who has 7 children. Our father was captured at the start of the war, she told me, and we've been displaced since. We're just here for breakfast and we'll go looking again. Sometimes we find food, sometimes we don't. Last in, 2 little boys, barely tall enough to see over the counter. The organizer is Sohanda Abdul Wahab, a practicing lawyer and a resident here.
You're in a war zone, right? Would you ever leave? Are you afraid?
No, she says. When you see the people's needs, it gives you strength because you can help them. And when you know that people need you, that helps you overcome your own fears. For Naji, no luck today. Turned away when the food ran out. It's clear that aid is desperately needed for a people who feel forgotten and are reaching out for help. Barbara Platt-Usher, BBC News, Omdurman.
Middle East uncertainty adds to tricky trading conditions. Welcome to Market Insight. I'm Ramzan Karmali. Iran's attack on Israel has rekindled the allure of safe havens, and oil prices have also surged. But with no clarity yet on how the Middle East situation will evolve, what should investors do? Well, to help answer that and more, I'm joined by Janet Moy, Head of Market Analysis at RBC Brewin Dolphin. Janet, thanks so much for joining us. Well, let's start with oil. It's broken through the $75 a barrel mark. It rose 5% yesterday, and it's already up around 3% today. There's reports now with oil production facilities in Iran that could be targeted as well. So surely that means there's a lot further to go.
I think there's certainly escalation in the conflict level in the Middle East. I think this is something to watch. And now it involves Iran, and it is an escalation. I mean, there has been direct attack before in April, but I think this is of another scale, and it could actually intensify. We're still waiting for the follow-up actions from Israel. But I think generally speaking, I think the production facilities could be at risk in Iran. And Iran, I mean, as an OPEC member, is the 9th biggest oil producer in the world, about 4% of global oil production. So if that is being hit, obviously that could have some supply implications. So I guess that would depend on the balance of demand versus supply. I think analysts remain concerned about demand outlook given the slowing economy. Even the Chinese stimulus measures that came a week ago, it didn't really stimulate that much the oil prices. And I think also the supply ex-OPEC would be in huge focus as well. So I guess we're still in a wait and see mode, but you're right. I think there could be upside risk to the oil prices.
Now, gold, government bonds and also the Swiss franc surged on Tuesday. Do you think we'll see more of these classic safe haven plays in the coming days?
Well, again, I think it depends on the situation. I think today that safe haven moves have unwinded a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if these safe haven moves, particularly I think in gold, number of factors driving gold in particular, that would likely remain favorable. Geopolitics is one, lower real interest rate is one, structural factors like central bank buying as well. I think for bond, it could be more related to the central bank outlook globally, but I do think that, it depends on how quickly the situation escalates. But I do think that these assets will have some support going forward.
Well, added to all of this uncertainty, we also have a US election coming up. This election is likely to have a bearing on that and ultimately the markets too. So what are you expecting the impact to be here?
I think the key risk for the US election is actually not being priced in yet, which is the one on trade protectionism. I think obviously in terms of the polling and the betting odds, I think Kamala Harris has a high chance of winning, but it's too difficult to call. So I don't think markets are priced in the Donald Trump victory scenario, which is lapping tariff all across the globe. So in terms of the geopolitics, I think either administration is likely to keep providing security assurances to Israel. So I guess that wouldn't really change too much. I do think that potentially Donald Trump coming in, it could insert a bit more volatility given how erratic and unpredictable he is. So again, I would say, market not exactly pricing in all these potential risks.
Well, one thing I noticed is that European shares are edging lower, but not in the same way as we saw Wall Street and Asian stocks falter overnight. So why do you think that is?
I think there are several factors. First of all, yesterday what we saw is the retreat in U.S. technology stocks. That is the main loser, and I think that has to do with maybe people taking some risk off the table given the high valuation there. I think basically yesterday what we saw is a risk off mode in Europe, right? So in the UK, you got the index supported by a very high share of energy sectors, which energy shares are up about 2.5% this morning. And I think for European shares, I think recently that has really been boosted by the Chinese stimulus measures, because a lot of the European discretionary sectors, they have been buoyant by that stimulus measures that directly target households in China, for example. So I guess it's just the European equities recently have some supportive momentum from China. The valuations are being better than that in the US. So I guess when you have a risk-off event, then the shares in the US with high valuation tend to take a bit bigger hit.
You were listening to the Midday News on WinFM 98.9. The headlines?
Police provide further details on Keon shooting incident. St. Kitts and Nevis Agriculture Minister announces 5 full undergraduate scholarships in agriculture at Southern University. Employers in St. Lucia warned against layoffs as minimum wage goes into effect. Farmers in Grenada receive Hurricane Beryl payout. Internationally, Israel and Hezbollah fight on the ground in Lebanon after Israeli invasion.
Thank you for listening.
That was the WinFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, Now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Bastia in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
And I'm back for round two. It's 12:40. Welcome back to the second half, or welcome to the second half of Voices. And of course, the second half of Voices brought to you by Hosfords. We're going to get a word from Hosfords and we can come back. Don't forget, you can also submit your comments, which I can read anonymously. So you can call us at 466-0989 and 662-0989. And like I said, comments are welcome. I know some people, I was told, reminded by someone, maybe I think it was last week, they were saying, well, you know, sometimes we want to comment, but we can't because of, you know, how the setup at work, they can't call. So, but we can comment. So if you have comments, you can send them to via Facebook or YouTube, and I can read, and Twitch as well. I can read those. So the numbers are 466-0989 and 662-0989. Let's get a word from sponsors. Our sponsors from Hosfords, our sponsor, and we'll come back.
Double the cash back. Double the groceries. Double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Happening now, when you make a higher purchase, you'll get double cash back coupons for double the free groceries. Are you serious? Shop for the furniture and appliances you need, and we'll help you fill your fridge and kitchen too.
Nah, me.
But that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win free groceries for a year or a 4-piece living room set that will transform your space into a cozy haven.
Say what?
Don't miss out on double the rewards and double the savings. Visit Hortford's Furniture and Appliances or Ashley Furniture Home Store today and start your journey to a better home and a fuller kitchen. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any Hortford's location for details. Double the deals, double the delight, double the cash back, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Stores, happening now.
Well, we are back once again, back to Voices. The second half is about to kick off. It's 12:43, and a big thanks to the sponsor Hosford's for this leg of Voices, the leg that follows the headline news. So let's see, don't forget your comments and calls are welcome. 466-0989 466-0989 and 662-0989. Don't forget, comments can be posted to our Facebook page and YouTube and Twitch if you're using those to listen. I think there's a electricity off at Otters level at the moment, and we're awaiting the return of the electricity, and then the persons who listen via radio should be able to get us just fine. Okay, so let's see. Now I want to talk about. Let me see. We just got a message here. So we had a shooting. As you guys heard in the news, there was a unfortunate shooting incident that took place in Atlas. You would have heard that on the news, and our hearts and thoughts go out to the victim and the families impacted. So we just pray for an end to the violence that has been leading, or rather, we pray for an end to the violence, and we just hope that the perpetrators will think better of the courses of action that they take in wreaking havoc on others that they may have problems with. I'll put it that way. So we can take your calls, 466-0989 and 662-0989. There were some items there in the news. I was actually I was working my way through the list of activities for the what do you call it? The schedule of activities for I think it's the World Food Day week of activities, which runs from October 12 to 18. So let me see. I think I'll get back to that, and I could get back to that and once again let you guys know what's on the agenda for the World Food Day 2024 week of activities. I think I had gotten to let me see. I think I had gotten to October 16th. So I was telling you guys about the Eat Local Fair in Independence Day. That's going to be in Independence Square. What am I saying? Independence Square, 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. And a panel discussion in focus on plants and goods used for medicinal purposes. Tuesday, October 17, it's agro-processing and Eat Local Awareness Dialogue. The topic will be alternatives to imported food. There's a typo here. It says imported good, but I'm thinking they meant to say food. That's at 9 a.m. Also that day, October 17, Children's Home Handover and Planting Ceremony, 10 a.m. And at 5 o'clock that afternoon, Farmers and Fishermen prize giving ceremony. And everything culminates on Friday, October 18. That's the World Food Day 2024 week of activities. Prison Farm Revitalization Initiative. That's at 9 a.m. So that would be Nevis. St. Christopher Outreach Luncheon at 10 a.m. and Fish Fry and Competition, and that's going to be taking place at the Old Road Fishers Complex at 5:30 p.m. That's on Friday, October 18. So that's the wrap-up of the World Food Day week of activities. It gets started on the 12th with the agricultural fair and exhibition, and church service, high school education and awareness, and so on. So for the people who are all about sustainable and healthy living, this is the kind of thing that you can get into. This program is the kind of thing that you can get into. I think I'm gonna have to send that to Sharon for Community Diary as well. Okay, so we await your calls. And of course, it is the start of the tourism season. It's October 1st. So, October 1st marks the official start of the tourism season in St. Kitts and Nevis. So we await the cruise ships that will be bringing the promise of bumper income and so on for the persons involved, the taxi drivers and everybody else. Okay, so I think maybe this is a good time to take a break. It's 12:45. I don't have any calls at the moment, so let's take this break and come back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Independence 41 specials for September 19th through October 2nd. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA or Essential Everyday Microwave Popcorn, $7.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice Cocktails, $8.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts are just $12.99. Breyers Ice Cream, $22.99. Culinary Circle Pizza, $29.99. Essential Everyday Fries, $15.79. And now, our very low weekly value deals. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Cornflakes, $9.99. Essential Everyday Applesauce Bowls, $11.99. Essential Everyday Oats, regular and old-fashioned, $14.99. Arm & Hammer Toothpaste, $14.99. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
So we are back on this side of things, and just to, yeah, I think I was at just before the midday news, I was reading this story about, or rather, the release from the Carnival Committee concerning the first Calypso and Soca track. So I think I'm going to finish reading that for you guys. As you know, it's rapidly approaching Carnival time and all that, and I think lots of people are awaiting the release of music and so on. So with that in mind, I am going to, let me see if I can find this thing here now. Concerning, I'm also going to read to you the release concerning the road match. You guys probably would have heard that already, but it's something that I've been meaning to take a deeper look at, or at least read it and read it for your information, and then have possibly have people, give their take. So where was I? So I was saying, so this came out on Friday, September 27th. So in recognition of the pivotal role that senior calypsonians and soca artists play in the vibrancy of Sugar Mass festivities, the Sugar Mass is proud to offer a cash award of $500 to the first calypsonian and soca artist who releases a calypso or soca song for Sugar Mass 53. This calypso or soca must be used to compete in at least one stage of the 2024 St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Senior Calypso Monarch or the Soca Monarch competitions, including elimination, semifinals, or finals. To qualify for this award, the calypso or soca song must be released during an official full-length interview on a St. Kitts or Nevis radio station. Internet releases on platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, TikTok, webpage, etc. will not be recognized as official releases. The chairman of the Senior Calypso or Soca Monarch Subcommittee must be notified via telephone or email at least 24 hours before the scheduled date and time of the release. After the official release, a copy of the calypso must be emailed in MP3 format to calypso@skncarnival.com or soca@skncarnival.com within 48 hours of the release. The email submission should include the names of the calypsonian or soca artist, the calypso or soca, the producer, the release date, and the radio station that facilitated the release. The musical accompaniment for the calypso or soca is a crucial element that must meet professional standards. It should include a fusion of at least 5 instruments such as drums, percussions, piano, bass guitar, rhythm guitar, brass, synthesizers, strings, lead vocals, and backing vocals. These instruments must be professionally recorded, mixed, and mastered to ensure a high-quality, finished product reflecting the excellence and professionalism of our local music industry. Submissions for the cash incentive will begin on October 1, 2024. The first release will be awarded to only professionally recorded, mixed, and mastered calypso or soca songs released after this date. The St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee is thrilled and eagerly anticipates the creative expressions that will enhance this year's festivities. We are confident that the calypsonians and soca artists' contributions will add a unique and vibrant dimension to Sugar Mass 53, celebrated under the theme "There is only one place to be," Sugar Mass 53. I like that. It's very different, very modern. I like this approach over, the kinds of overly rhymey things they used to have in the past. I like this one. It's nice, to the point. There's only one place to be, Sugar Mass 53. Simple, sweet. And now let me see if I can find that road match thing now. Oh, yeah, here we go. I think this is it. Is this the road match one? No, this is not the road. Okay, I know I have it here somewhere. I just have to find it. But suffice to say, at least until I find it, that the road match, you stand to make what $25,000 for the road match this year. That's nothing to sneeze at. So I'm sure all these soca artists are in the lab. They're probably in the lab now, trying to create the magic that might increase their chances of winning that kind of money for creating a great song for Carnival. So yeah, let me go through the program. I think maybe I should go through the program for what do you call it, for Carnival as well, until we start getting some calls. I'm aware that at the moment, I think at the moment some people may not be getting us on the radio. So anyone who's listening on the computer, you couldn't let the listeners know that. Let maybe your friends know who tend to listen on the radio that they should just tune into winmediaskn.com, or they can go to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and they can listen there as well. So you have 4 options. The WinFM website. You can also go to YouTube, you can go to Facebook, and you can go to Twitch. Okay, so where is my road match thing? I think it's safe to say $25,000 is up for grabs for the road match. I mean, what else is there to say? So I'm expecting I'm expecting the soca artists to hit it out the park this year, because everyone is going to be gunning for that cash, as they should. Let me see. I was looking for another Carnival notice to read you guys in the meantime. Let me see if I see it. Okay. I think I might find the road match thing now. I'm looking in a different place, so I'm thinking I'll probably encounter it this time. Let me see. So don't forget, the number is 466-0989 and 662-0989. Okay, so that's the $500 cash thing. Let's see. Okay, the technology is so finicky. If you scroll too fast, the stuff goes away. Okay, here it is. Finally found it. So, okay, here we go. $25,000 cash for road match title. This came out on September 26th. Get ready to hit the streets of St. Kitts and Nevis as the countdown begins for the most anticipated competition of the year. The road match title is back, and this time a whopping $25,000 cash prize is up for grabs. And let's see. I'll give you the release breakdown and so on. To ensure that you don't miss out on this exciting opportunity, here are the crucial deadlines you need to keep in mind. October 1st, 2024, register to enter the competition by visiting www.skncarnival.com. Yes, and or at the National Carnival Secretariat. November 1, 2024, release your road match song or songs on 2 local radio stations in St. Kitts and Nevis. Also on November 1, 2024, November 1, 2024, submit. No, so these are deadlines, right? So October 1, that first one, November 1st, and this third one I'm going to read to you now. The deadline for this is November 1st. Submit your road match songs to the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee at info at skncarnival.com, and you can mail to info at skncarnival.com, and street activities at skncarnival.com. Then there's a November 15 deadline for you to publish your road match song or songs on a music streaming platform such as the Meta Sound Collection. I didn't even know Facebook had a music thing. Okay. Instagram Music Library and Facebook Music Library. Strict rules to follow. Aspiring contenders should note that any lewd or distasteful lyrics, including explicit or sexually suggestive content, will result in immediate disqualification. To familiarize yourself with the competition rules and regulations, visit the Carnival Secretariat located in the E.C. Daniel Building on Keon Street. This year's road match competition promises to elevate the energy and spirit of Carnival as artists compete for the top spot and the significant cash prize. Don't wait. Register today and let your creativity shine. So there you go. And the poster has the usual suspects. It's pretty interesting. So the road match registration poster that the Carnival community put out has Smiley, Chubby, Mr. Mention, and Mr. World. So yeah, the usual suspects. Okay. So let's take a look at some selected items on the Carnival program. You guys probably would have known about well, let me see. I think I'm going in the wrong direction. It's 3 minutes past 1. I'm going to take a break after this. But yeah, let me see. Carnival. Let me see. Where is the Carnival? Let's see. Okay, $25,000 road match. I'm looking for the Carnival poster now. You know, this is amazing. These things. It's amazing. You know, it's amazing. You these things, you see them all the time, and then all of a sudden they disappear. Okay, I know where to find it. I have it in all the places. So what I'm gonna do, let's take a quick break. It's 4 minutes after 1 o'clock, so we'll take a quick break and then we come back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Double the cash back. Double the groceries. Double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Happening now, when you make a higher purchase, you'll get double cash back coupons for double the free groceries. Are you serious? Shop for the furniture and appliances you need, and we'll help you fill your fridge and kitchen too.
Nah, me.
But that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win free groceries for a year or a 4-piece living room set that will transform your space into a cozy haven.
Say what?
Don't miss out on double the rewards and double the savings. Visit Hortford's Furniture and Appliances or Ashley Furniture Home Store today and start your journey to a better home and a fuller kitchen. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any Hortford's location for details. Double the deals, double the delight, double the cash back, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Stores, happening now.
Okay, so we are back, and I'm looking at the national events calendar for Sugar Mass. All right, so on Sunday, November 17, we have the Sugar Mass Awards. Friday, November 22, the Power Soca Elimination. It's pretty early. And Saturday, November 23, Groovy Soca Elimination. And for Friday, November 29 to Saturday, November 30, it's the Senior Calypso Elimination. This is very early. And I have to find out from Monarch what's the thinking behind having this stuff so early. But it does make sense though. Friday, December 6th, festive Friday, downtown Bastille. Sunday, December 8th, Miss St. Kitts Nevis swimsuit competition. Tuesday, December 10th, the Minister's Cocktail. And Thursday, December 12th, Senior Calypso Monarch Finals. Wow, that's early. Oh, sorry, not finals. Semis. Thursday, December 12th, Senior Calypso Monarch Semis. And Friday, December 13th, opening of Carnival and Midnight Escape Street Festival. Saturday, December 14th, Soca Monarch Finals. Now, that is early, but that's good, because that 20-something week of December tends to get crowded. So, yeah. So, Saturday, December 14th, Soca Monarch Finals. And on Sunday, December 15th, you got Junior Calypso Monarch Finals. So it's the Junior Calypso Monarch Finals. Sunday, December 15th. Tuesday, December 17th, Miss Teen St. Kitts Nevis Pageant. Wednesday, December 18th, Folk Galore Competition. Thursday, December 19th, Miss St. Kitts Nevis Pageant. December 26th, of course, Juve. And of course, they're going to be, that's the only thing on the national events calendar. But remember, there'll be private events on that date as well. So you do the Juve thing in the morning, and there'll be more than likely private events. Maybe I'll go take a look and let you guys know what's going on Juve on the private event side. Friday, December 27th, Senior Calypso Monarch Finals. Saturday, December 28th, National Junior Carnival Parade. And Sunday, December 29th, Panorama. Sweet Panorama. Maybe they should call the Sugar Mass. Panorama, Sweet Panorama. No, seriously. I mean, Sugar Mass, Sugar City. Sweet Panorama competition. Wednesday, January 1, 2025. Grand Carnival Parade, and Thursday, January 2, Grand Carnival Parade last lap. Okay, so let me take a look at the private. I'm curious as to what's going on the Juve. Okay, so Juve has Lux Carnival arrivals. Doesn't have a time, but I'm assuming, yeah. The people find their classes, I'm pretty sure. Still Standing and Shining, and the Singing Jackie's 50th anniversary. Okay, so that's interesting. So you have Juve in the morning, and you take in Lux Carnival arrivals that day. Still Standing and Shining, and singing. The way it's printed. Okay, so Still Standing and Shining is Singing Jackie's 50th anniversary. So that's the name of it. Okay, so we have Lux Carnival and Singing Jackie's 50th anniversary. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, so we're not really getting any calls. I'm assuming people are having trouble hearing us via the radio, but just reminding the people listening online, let the people who tend to listen by radio that they can get us on winmediaskn.com, and they can also get us via Facebook and YouTube, as well as Twitch. Okay, so yeah, I think I just gave you guys an idea of what you can expect for Carnival, as far as the Carnival calendar and so on. And let me just remind you once again, registration is now open for vendors. And registration started yesterday, actually, and will continue until October 25th. And the registration forms are available online at www.skncarnival.com, or you can pick up forms, or you can complete forms at the Sugar Mass Secretariat upstairs, the E.C. Daniel building on Keon Street. So, yeah, so if you want to you want to get your bar on. This is a story from Antigua Newsroom I thought you guys might find interesting. Antigua and Barbuda named among top 5 high-demand CIP programs. As global interest in residency and citizenship opportunities rise, Antigua and Barbuda's Golden Visa program has emerged as a standout option in the Caribbean. Antigua joins other leading countries like Hungary, Greece, Italy, and the United Arab Emirates in offering golden visa programs. Each country provides unique pathways for investors, with Antigua and Barbuda particularly noted for its appeal to those looking to invest in real estate or contribute to national development. So the top 5 golden visa programs in high demand. So St. Kitts is not, I have no idea what a golden visa is, so I'm going to have to do some research on that. So the top 5 golden visa programs in high demand: Antigua is number 1, Hungary is 2nd, Greece is 3rd, Italy is 4th, and the UAE, United Arab Emirates, is 5th. Okay, so I had no idea that such a thing existed. Golden visa. So maybe I can find. I'll find out for my own information, and I'll share that information with you guys. Okay, let's take a break. We're not getting any calls at the moment, so there's only so much talking I can do with myself. So let's take a break.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Independence 41 specials for September 19th through October 2nd. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA or Essential Everyday Microwave Popcorn, $7.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice Cocktails, $8.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts are just $12.99. Breyers Ice Cream, $22.99. Culinary Circle Pizza, $29.99. Essential Everyday Fries, $15.79. And now our very low weekly value deals. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Cornflakes, $9.99. Essential Everyday Applesauce Bowls, $11.99. Essential Everyday Oats, regular and old-fashioned, $14.99. Arm & Hammer Toothpaste, $14.99. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Okay, we are back, and it's the home stretch, you can say. It's 1:16. You know, as you guys know, Voices ends at 1:30. So if you guys are interested in sending your comments, feel free. you want to get your calls in, feel free as well. Give me a call. I imagine the electricity being off might be contributing to the lack of calls at this time. There's electricity off at this level, I've been told. So we want to apologize to the listeners for that. Okay, so what else can we take? What else can I share with you guys in the meantime? Let me see. Just reminding you guys that tomorrow, Thursday, from on Island T National Bank, they'll be here promoting their Now Loans campaign from 9 to 9:15. And from 9:15 to 9:30, we have Cabinet Secretary Marcus Natta on the Aspire program. On Friday, from 8:30 to 8:45, we have Ross University, and they'll be talking up the Ross Scholarship Program, which is intended for Bryant College and Nevis Sixth Form students. And this is all happening on Island T on Thursday and on Friday. So now you guys know. And so it seems as though we're not the only ones. Well, obviously we would be the only ones. There's an excessive heat watch extended for Antigua and Barbuda, and this came out 2 hours ago. As the Caribbean sun beats down with unusual intensity, the twin island nation of Antigua and Barbuda finds itself in the grip of a sweltering heat wave. 4 days ago, Met Office officials placed Antigua and Barbuda under an excessive heat watch, cautioning that the heat index could reach or exceed a scorching 38 degrees Celsius, which is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Initially set to last until Friday, the watch period has now been extended to Tuesday, underlining the persistent nature of this weather event. So they're going to be on the excessive heat watch until next Tuesday. This watch, effective daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., comes as a result of a perfect storm of climatic conditions. Light winds and elevated humidity levels are conspiring to create dangerously hot conditions, turning the tropical paradise into a potential health hazard for residents and visitors alike. So, wow. So health experts are particularly concerned about vulnerable populations, the elderly, young children, lactating mothers, and individuals with chronic illnesses such as heart conditions and respiratory issues face notably higher risks during this period of extreme heat. Heat-related illnesses such as heat stroke and exhaustion can be severe and even life-threatening, the advisory cautioned. Symptoms to watch for include dizziness, nausea, rapid heartbeat, and extreme thirst. In cases of severe symptoms like confusion or loss of consciousness, immediate medical attention is crucial, and residents are advised to call 911 without delay. So, and all of these things I just read out equally apply to us. Antigua is just about 60 miles away. And we all know we've been having some extreme heat episodes here for over the last few weeks. You could say the last few months, actually. So just want everyone to continue hydrating and being careful. Also being aware of mindful of the fact that you do need sunshine, right? You know, vitamin D and so on. And so while it's good to maybe moderate your time in the sun, it's important to remember that you do need to get some sun as well. But yes, I know it's really, really, really hot. And apparently in Antigua, it's no less hot than it is here. Okay, so I'm coming back to this because I find this very interesting. I was telling you guys earlier of the first female president of Mexico, and I find it interesting that she's actually she's a trained scientist. I remember reading a few months ago, that I think she studied in the United States actually. Let me see. I was looking for something that someone sent. Let me see. Where is it? Someone sent me something in reference to. Yes. Okay. So Miss Claudia Sheinbaum, that's the new president of Mexico. It turns out that she, like I was saying, she is a scientist and she's a climate scientist. So she's Mexico's first female president, as you would have figured out, and she's a climate scientist. So she is one of the people, I guess, that we can expect to have her own policies, views, and a vision for maybe taking Mexico through the challenges of climate change. And she actually has a shared Nobel Peace Prize, which she shares with former U.S. President Al Gore. Wow, I had no idea. She studied at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory in Northern California. That's President Sheinbaum or Shanebaum. I've heard it said Shanebaum, and some people would say Sheinbaum. And she is a political protege of a past president of Mexico, Lopez Obrador. All right. So she is. I'm thinking she's a harbinger of maybe good fortunes ahead in the month ahead for Kamala Harris. The United States, of the 3 North American countries, the United States is the only one that has never had a female head of government, head of state. They've had one in Canada. Is it one or two? Canada's even had a female governor general, a Haitian Canadian governor general, by the way, who I remember used to work. She used to be a news personality at CBC. That's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and then she became the Governor General. She's from Montreal, where a lot of the Haitians who migrate to Canada tend to live, because of the fact that Montreal is a predominantly French-speaking, and Quebec. Montreal is in the province of Quebec. Montreal, Quebec, it's essentially a French-speaking province and city. So so they've had a female governor general, and they've had a female prime minister as well. I can't remember her name at the moment. So that just leaves the U.S. Like I said, Miss Sheinbaum won the election. I think it was back in July, and they just had a swearing-in ceremony this week. So she is the second head of state of a North American country. It's just the U.S. to do the right thing and elect Kamala Harris next month. I know some of the pro-Trump people there. My pro-Trump friends will take me to task for shilling for Kamala Harris, but I think it's time. I think it's time that the Americans got with the program and did what needs to be done to continue being a great nation. Speaking of which, someone sent me a tongue-in-cheek article yesterday, which actually came from a Canadian. A lot of the big newspapers in North America, they tend to have humorous people who write tongue-in-cheek, humorous columns, lighter fare for the newspaper readers. I think I could probably read that to finish things off. Let me see. Where did I put that again? Okay. I thought it was very funny when I got it. So I think I'm going to read that for you guys. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So it says it is. I think you guys will find this funny. It is actually the byline is, America, have you lost your mind? Strong words, right? But I think you guys will find it funny, and I'm going to share it with you now. I'm trying to get it up on my iPad. That's okay. Let me see. Okay, let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Let me see. Where is it? Let me see. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be the coup de grace before I sign off. It's 1:27. America, have you lost your mind? And it's written by Neil Crone, and his column is called Enter Laughing. So, yeah, we're on the right path. Okay, so, dear America, hi, it's Canada. Just thought I'd drop you a line to catch up. I know we haven't corresponded in a while, and I just wanted to check in and make sure you hadn't, completely lost your mind. Because, golly, I have to tell you, it sure looks that way from here. We're all pretty darned worried about you up here, pal. You don't seem at all yourself lately. For starters, I know you're only 240 years old, but you might want to think about setting up an eye exam. You seem to be losing your vision, and I've never seen you so grumpy. Is this some kind of weird middle-age crisis or something? And what's with all the hate? I mean, don't take this the wrong way, pal, but have you been tested for dementia? You're like a different guy all of a sudden. Maybe it's Alzheimer's. Your memory does seem pretty sketchy lately. You're telling me you have no recollection of all those immigrants who built you? All those people you welcomed with, how did you put it again? Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Man, I gotta tell you, pal, that was some inspired stuff. And that Constitution of yours? Wow, you were on your game back then, dude. So what the hell exactly is going on these days? I don't know if you've noticed, but you've got a guy in the race for president who we wouldn't trust running a chip truck. I mean, he's nothing more than a bully with bad hair, and you're about to hand him the keys? Dude, you used to despise guys like him. Remember when we all got together and tuned up that German moron? You were awesome then. And the rest of us, well, we kind of looked up to you. Now, geez, I don't know. Look, we grew up together. I'm probably your best friend. Heck, our yards are right beside each other, and I understand we've had our ups and downs. I mean, I know you're still steamed about us burning your capital and handing you your ass at hockey every time you turn around. And our beer is way better than yours, and your healthcare system blows. But still, we're buds, right? Who totally had your back during that Iraq WMD snafu? So I'm telling you as your friend, I love you, bro, but you're being a tool. You're better than this. Remember who you used to be, and come election day, fix it. Love and Putin, Canada. Pretty impressive. That's pretty funny. So yeah, that's gonna do it. It's exactly 1:30. So that was a perfect judge on my part. Perfect judgment on my part, time wise. So that's gonna do it for voices. I hope you guys, and hopefully we'll have the transmitter problem, the electricity problem back, so that the transmitters will be on tomorrow, and everyone will be feeling pretty good about being able to catch us not only on the radio, but on winmediascan.com and also on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and so on. So that's going to do it for voices. This is Jams saying I'm outie.